Hi, my name is The Great Metaphor, and this video is going to be a mess. A little over 2 years ago, I revived my channel with the intention of using it to promote my games. And now, after 15 Let's Play videos of varying quality, I have a problem. I'm out of videos to make. I set out to advertise the existence of Metatanks, Prologue, and Violet Raystorm, primarily by doing Let's Plays, because all of those but VRS were too old to make trailers for. And with the release of VRS's soundtrack, which took way too long to make, I'm out of content to make. I was hoping Meteor Pulse would be farther along by now, but it's not in a state worth making a dedicated trailer for yet, let alone a Let's Play of, at least not with my current formula. It's pretty close to making a trailer for, but not quite yet. Actually, being out of content isn't even the biggest issue I've run into. My channel isn't very successful. Let's talk about views. A video that does well for me will generally hover in the mid-20s, maybe low 30s if I'm real lucky. Some of my videos don't do that well. And at the time of recording this voice line, my Let's Play of Violet Raystorm hasn't even broken double digits. My only video since the reboot to do better than that was the video announcing that I reboot my channel. And for some reason, it has over 300 views at the time of recording, while everything else I released since hasn't even come close to triple digits. Meanwhile, two of my older videos on my Super Tux Let's Play have over 10,000 views each. I'm still not over that. Now, I know one video a month for Let's Plays is very little, and that's probably part of why I can't find much success. But I have a life. I have a job, and I ought to get a better paying one. I'm making games. I occasionally make music. Making videos is hard and time-consuming, and it's not even the hardest or most time-consuming hobby of mine. Not only that, but ever since I rebooted my channel, it has been a means to an end. I enjoy making videos to an extent, and I'll absolutely keep trying to produce higher quality content, but it's not something I'm passionate about. I've been doing it to bring attention to things that I am passionate about. Mostly my video games, and to a lesser extent my music, and it's not succeeding at that. Let me repeat that. These videos are a means to an end, and they aren't achieving that end. It's clear that I need to change how I make videos, and that would be true even if I had more content to make for my current formula. So, in that case, what am I going to do? Well, I'm not quitting, I'll tell you that much. I still want to advertise my games, and I still am making new games, slowly. And besides, I spent a lot of money on a computer with the primary purpose of using it to record and edit videos better than my old one could. That computer is not going to go to waste. For better or for worse, I'm not stopping Let's Plays. I promised my audience that I'd do another Super Tux Let's Play. I don't know how many people actually care about that, but a promise is a promise. I was hoping to make the first episode of that a subscriber milestone video, preferably 200 subscribers, but that looks to be a ways off. There's also this game I've beta tested called Out of Bounds, and hear me out here because I know this description is going to sound very cliché. It's a physics-paced survival sandbox game set in the backrooms. I really enjoy the concept of it and plan on making a Let's Play of it when the public beta is released. Open letter to Bytespace. Please finish Out of Bounds. Sincerely, Meta. There's also a few other Let's Plays I want to do, but most of them are going to be a secret for now. What I don't know is what my Let's Plays are going to actually look like. I'm not good at live commentary, but scripted commentary doesn't work as well when I'm not talking about something that I made. Although, I got the idea of a scripted commentary Let's Play from Gemini Laser, a Mega Man YouTuber who, well, didn't make any of the classic Mega Man games, and made a great Let's Play. So maybe that system would work for me with at least some of my new Let's Plays. In addition to that, I'll still be making videos for music when I make more music. Side note, my platform of choice for uploading songs is open.audio, which I joined a bit before the big boom of federated, decentralized networks a while back. But OpenAudio isn't working out either. It's too unreliable. It has a lot of unpredictable downtime, it took multiple days to upload my last batch of songs, it took days to update information, no idea how much space I have left. I can't comfortably rely on it, and I can't expect my fans to either. You know, all three of them. I'm silently reconsidering options that might be better, or perhaps just more reliable. But I haven't made any decisions yet, so OpenAudio it is. Getting back on topic, what about new stuff? After all, I did say my existing format couldn't continue. While the potential workload scares me, I have a couple video essay ideas rattling around in here. I don't want to make any promises until I'm confident it will happen. I'll be sharing a bit more on Meteor. I was going to show off things about the development process, like big new features and changes, but this game's actually very close to being done, and there probably aren't going to be a lot of new changes to make. But I'll still give teasers and beta announcements. I'll talk about that in its own section in a minute. In a more long-term sense, I want to clean up my existing games and release retail versions of them on Steam, although the itch versions will continue to be updated as well as continue to be free. But each of my games have something keeping me from working on them right now. For Metatanks, not only would I need to relearn GameMaker, I would need to learn a new version of it. Prologue's code is a mess, and if I'm going to release it for money, it'll need to be basically remade from the ground up, which is why I want to wait until I make a sequel for it so I can base the remake's code off of that of the sequel. Violet Raystorm is a TIC-80 game, so if I were to release Violet Raystorm to Steam, I'd need the pro version of this TIC-80, which costs money, and I'm barely in a position to consider doing that. All of three of these things have two bigger problems: time and money. I don't have a lot of either, and there always seems to be something that needs my attention more urgently than the games I'm already making, let alone those ones. So who knows when those retail releases will happen. But in the short term, I'm not sure. I know, nobody likes to hear that. But this is a time of change and uncertainty for my channel, and a lot of new videos will have a higher production value than what I've been doing. Higher production value means more time and energy, and working a job that will actually keep me on my feet means less time and energy, even if it has a good work-life balance. Depending on what happens, it might be a bit before my next video, and I don't know what that video is going to be. Oh, and by the way, YouTube's AI stuff. It's a problem. Look, I try to avoid real-world topics. I get enough of the stresses of real life from other places, and I'm sure you do too. But every once in a while, real life intrudes into my escapism content in ways I can't ignore. I just wanted to mention that, between the time I started working on the script and now, YouTube has made some decisions that will make being a YouTuber a lot more unpleasant. Like, unpleasant enough that I've been considering moving to another platform. I won't, for now, partially because where exactly would I go? Nothing I'm aware of has been able to consistently meet expectations for a streaming platform. At least not without being associated with a lot of the same nonsense I'm trying to avoid on YouTube. But another streaming service is still something that's on my mind. Now, back to Meteor. I'm going to be real. I'm kind of reluctant to make videos on Meteor right now. Why? Well, I don't like making content that will eventually be outmoded. Part of me feels like it's a waste of creative effort. Making a video on some aspect of development would be interesting for a while, but but eventually that aspect will be changed or replaced, which makes the video, which I put a lot of work into, feel invalid. But I did say that making videos, to me, is a means to an end, right? If I want attention, a regular stream of content is what I'll need. It's kind of silly for me to care about wasted creative effort if creative expression isn't the point of the video. And I did say that Meteor Pulse is close to being done, so it's not like much will be overwritten. That being said, the game itself is going really slowly. Ever since I quit my job last year, I've been able to dedicate some time to it. But I can never justify spending more than about 1 week on it, maybe 2 if I'm lucky. Between working on a second game, working on some utility software, working on a music career that hasn't gone anywhere, and a dozen real-life problems, it's going to go slowly. There's just always other things that demand my time, and I can't afford to make games full-time, as much as I feel I want to. But it is progressing. Okay. I know this entire video has been kinda negative, but, well, things are better than they were this time last year, but they aren't great. I'm doing my best to put on a good face, make light-hearted entertainment, but I'm very tired and cynical. So, to actually talk about the good things that are happening, let's start with the graphics, the easiest part of the game to show off. Last time I talked about the game, it looked like this. Your projectiles were a series of non-anti-aliased, colored circles drawn using Love2D's circle function. Enemy projectiles were similar, consisting of a single circle, and it looked really bad compared to the rest of the graphics. Now, projectiles are sprites. It's a subtle difference, but it looks a lot better. Tower projectiles also have their own aesthetics, reducing visual clutter and helping turret types feel different from one another. Along with that, colors are now more consistent. And enemy bullets that only damage towers are now purple instead of green. It took me a bit too long to realize that making the main enemy color types red and green wasn't great for accessibility. The details aren't ironed out. I might adjust some colors or sprites, but it's close to the finished product. There are also 2 new ships. This one's the Defender, a homage to the arcade game of the same name that inspired this one. Instead of pulses, he does this. Despite how simple this game is, the other ship is spoilers. Yes, I know, crazy, but it's related to one of this game's few secrets. There are also several new bosses, but right now, this is the only one I can show. That laser destroys nearly everything, by the way, and will even go through the shield of the Meteor Pulse attack. I think that's enough teaser for now. I'm not really sure how to end this video. A recap doesn't really feel right. It isn't a video essay. Should I ask for likes and subscribes? Maybe. But this video feels very negative. Every video I've made since the start of my first real job in 2023 has felt really negative. But maybe, hopefully, my channel will change for the better soon. Hopefully you want to see that. So yes, if you're excited for what's to come, please like this video and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.